I'm here with the chair of the Swedish Taiwanese Parliamentary Association, Boriana Adberg, who recently led a delegation of Swedish parliamentarians to Taiwan. Boriana, it's great to be able to speak with you.
It's a great pleasure for me too.
Well, recently your parliament passed a motion to change the name of the Trade Council here in Taiwan to the House of Sweden. Can you tell us the significance of this move?
I hope that it's not only a change of name, but increasing of the function of our representation in Taipei. For us, it's a clear message that Sweden and Swedish people support Taiwan, and we are very interested in increasing the relationship between our two countries. It's a very, very important decision, and we are very proud that the announcement of Committee on Foreign Affairs passed through the Parliament with such a big majority, 205 votes for and 80 against.
The House of Sweden is actually a beautiful and iconic building in Washington, D.C. that houses your embassy and some trade offices. So is this a move towards recognizing Taiwan as a country?
I hope so. But now I can say that it's a step forward to increase our relations. But I hope that in the future we could have normal diplomatic relations, because Taiwan deserves that.
The next step is actually for the executive government to approve the name change. How likely do you think this is?
I think it will be hard for the government to neglect this very strong message from the parliament, and I can promise you that our Swedish Taiwanese parliamentarian organization will remind the government in every possible occasion that they need to fulfill the will of Swedish people.
Is there a timeline for the executive government to act on this?
No, unfortunately, it's not. But as I said, the pressure from the parliament will be strong.
So are you afraid of China's reaction?
No, actually not. It's not my job to make China happy. It's my job to make my voters satisfied. And I'm sure that they want me to support the democracy of Taiwan.
Sweden's foreign policy has actually been affected a lot by the Ukraine war. It's the first time in over 200 years that you've sent arms to another country. Your country is thinking of joining NATO, along with Finland. How has the Ukraine war affected your policy towards Taiwan?
The Russian war of aggression in Ukraine pushed a special button in Sweden. We realize that our foreign policy based on democracy is not just beautiful words. We need to act in accordance to this policy, and it makes us to change our policy of neutrality, and I think it will influence our relation to Taiwan too, and our support for Taiwan, because all the democracies in the whole world need to stand up for each other. We cannot be isolated and just look at when autocracies move their positions forward. We need to fight autocracies together. And Taiwan is a very, very well-developed democracy, and we need Taiwan and Taiwan's experience in this fight against dictatorship and autocracies.
It seems that your parliament will be reviewing whether you should join NATO. What do you think the prospects are for Sweden joining NATO?
I think the prospects are very, very good because we cannot stand alone in this environment. The threats from Russia very visible. We need the protection offered by NATO. According to the polls, a majority of Swedish people want Sweden to be member in NATO. I think during the summer, the Swedish parliament will be able to vote for a membership in NATO.
So you're not afraid of backlash by Russia?
It's not time to be afraid. It's time to act. And as I said, look at Ukraine. They fight every day. They have terrible loss because they're alone. They're not member in NATO. If they were member, the situation will be completely different.
You recently led the first delegation of Swedish lawmakers to Taiwan. Tell me what your impression of Taiwan was.
It was a great visit. We were so impressed by this warm hospitality and friendship we received from the first moment in Taiwan. I hope that this exchange, not only on parliamentary level, but also on governmental level, will continue. And I hope that your Minister of Foreign Affairs, Wu, will be able to visit us. And I hope that our visit was just the first step in development of our relations.
Well, Boriana, thank you so much for all that you're doing for Swedish-Taiwan ties. We hope that you can visit again soon. And we hope that the House of Sweden can come to Taiwan soon as well.
Yes, I hope that I can be present during the inauguration of House of Sweden.
I've been speaking with Boriana Aberg. She is the chair of the Swedish-Taiwanese Parliamentary Association.